Well, hello everybody, I'm back. I've set the rod up, I've baited up, ready for the chuck out. Welcome to Verns Sea Fishing, and today I'm fishing. Yeah, that's right, I'm fishing, and I'm fishing in that water, and it looks quite alright actually. I'm fishing low water, and I'll tell you where I'm fishing in a minute. Let's cut for the intro. So, I'm fishing at the top of Spurn Point. Kilnsy's down there. Oh, surprise, surprise, the kids are off school again. So Kilnsy's down there, and I am on Spurn Point. I've just walked on, and yeah, I am at the Warren. So I'm gonna fish the Warren at low water, and as you can see, there's some big waves there, but there's a bit of a sandbank there because I had a look at it last week. And from there, back down to there is some rocks. So I need to avoid them. So I'm over to the left, I'm gonna give it a go, and next thing you see me do, we cast out. Hopefully not hit these lovely people. Safe. Bloody light was on then. And me kids, I said to them, if you walk to the right of me, make sure you stay back, because if this weight come off, it'll kill you. And they watched me cast, and I did it all right as well. It's not too bad. Nice gentle off the ground. I've been making the way down. I was like, oh, but they're a bit past the age of doing sandcastles, so it's all good. But they're still kids to me because I'm 56 and old and decrepit, and I've been looking at my chiselled looks just lately, and I think I'm getting a bit of woodworm. I don't look as chiselled as I used to look. So, but there's only one person with chiselled looks, and that's me, so I'm going to keep saying it, even though I've got a bit of woodworm now. But I'll keep the ladies at bay, won't it, eh? I might start going out on a Saturday night as well, drinking and wear me hat. Because then people think I'm special. Might buy me a pint, mightn't they? Right, yeah, so anyhow, cut to the chase. It's a 2.45 metre low tide, which is quite big, so I don't think I'm going to get out there very far. I've never fished a low water tide as big as that, so it's another learning day, isn't it? And I'll see how I get on. It's good to try different sized tides, I think, at low and high. We do it at high water, don't we? So why not at low? There's a bit of, the waves are going down at 45. I'm hoping there's no pull. It is staying where it is, but it's tapping a little bit. But I am past that first breaker out there. I'm gonna get a pulley pennel rig baited up with 2 hooks and a single hook. Yeah, I found this mark because I was chatting in my last video when I fished the river, which was the last video. I was chatting to a couple who were in their camper van, and He was a fisherman of 66 years, unbelievable. He was 76 or something like that, and he's been fishing 66 years. Anyhow, I said, where's a good place for me to fish at low water on this coast? I've done Easington, and it's all right one way, but not the other. And he told me to come here. So I'd run out of time that day, or else I'd have done 3 videos over that weekend. But I decided to come here today to do it, and that's what I'm doing. All right. What did I see?
Yes, see anything good?
No, not yet. I've only just cast it out. So yeah.
Disturbing?
You just walked all the way down there then?
Not far enough.
Not far enough, not right to the end.
Oh right. Did you go to the lighthouse? No?
We did run this way.
You got to walk the other way to the pub, don't you?
Yeah.
Crown and Anchor. Look at this, I think I've got jaws on. I need more barrels. I'm hoping that it ain't just going to whip round and I have a nice session today. It's lovely weather. Anyhow, yeah, so I came here. I couldn't fish it because I'd run out of time. I talked to him for about 2 hours in the car park. And there was a knob in the car park as well. I don't know if I've said. He pulled up right beside my van and I said, oh, and I was only joking. Oh, that's it, that's my booze spoilt, mate. Anyhow, he said to me, you ought to wind your neck in. And I said, if you're going to say to me to wind my neck in, you ain't going to enjoy what you get back, mate. I didn't say that. I said, if you're going to tell me to wind my neck in, I was polite, put it that way. I said something like, if you're going to tell me to wind my neck in, yeah, you're going to regret it, or something like that. Anyhow, he didn't say anything else after that, because I looked at him with like my mum's exocet looks, because I was right pissed off. Knobby, bloody. There you go again, ain't it? Bird watchers. They're as bad as sightless. That's a bit too soon in the video, that is. Any newbies might think, oh, that's right, I cycle. I ain't talking about all sightless, am I? But in every niche, and you'll all be saying, oh yeah, it's in sea fishing as well, Vern, I'm watching you now. Yeah, I know, but you don't know me. But you do get people who are absolute knobs, and they've got a hobby of something. They golf, cycling, doctor's receptionist. I think that weight is bouncing. It's a bit of a bugger, innit? I'm glad I've only brought one rod. But you get that in life. That's what you get. And it's not the activity. I think cycles should only be for going to and from work in a work pair of overalls or whatever. I overtook some cars today with I love wearing lycra stickers all in it. 40 mile an hour. Like that. Wouldn't it be funny if I've got a fish on there right now? That's too early in the video, Vern. What you done? That was a nice couple, weren't they? They haven't walked down as far as the lighthouse. So anyhow, yeah, I'm fishing here. When they say the Warren, that's because that bank up there, going back quite a bit, is just full of rabbit muck. So there must be some rabbit burrows up there called the Warren. But yeah, anyhow, I'll tell you more about another knob down there, but oh, too early in the video, Vern. Right, so I've got black lug squid, I've got a bluey, only a tiny one, I've got 4 crabs, and yeah, that's about it, and squid. So that's what I'm fishing. Hopefully we'll catch something. It would be nice. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? It's been raining all week again. It's been crap. I might have to use that big weight mic that you give me with them big thick wires. Yeah, I'm right over there. Ah well, what can you do? Not a lot you can do, is there? At 10 to 2. What's the time? 20 to 3. Low water is at 20 past 5. I didn't want that to pull round like that. I just wanted it to hold bottom. Anyhow, if you like this video, if you ain't turned off by now, click that old subscribe button. Do me a favour, you know, click the old thumbs up. Thumbs down, I ain't bothered. It all helps the algorithm. It's all positive for me. old cock. Look at that. That rod's being a bit of a cockwomble, isn't it? Look at it. That might be a fish, you know. Look at that. Oh, look, look, look. We need more barrels. And there you have the finest 10 fathom reel in the world. I've got a little tiny mark there. Absolutely brilliant. I've serviced this yesterday because it had stiffened up. And I think I've had that reel 2.5, 3 years. And I've never serviced the gearbox. Yeah, first time in, totally stripped, pulled the bearings apart, re-greased them as well, put the covers back on. Cast out brilliant, doesn't it? Talk more about that in a bit. I'm gonna watch this rod. I'm gonna have some water as well because I'm gasping. Right, I'm gonna reel this in because I've just remembered there's a load of bloody rocks there. I need to walk down the beach. I forgot about them bloody rocks. There you have it. First fish of the day. This is why I'm not that keen on this end of fishing, because them middle beaches could be weedless and down here will be like this. But we're air fishing. We're not air catching, we're air fishing. And today I'm gonna fish, I'm gonna enjoy it. The sun's out. It's not gonna be out for long, is it? Because winter's coming after autumn. But that ain't till the 21st December. But by November, it'll be getting chilly. So I'll get this off and get it punched out not so far. I was just pulling the face in when I wiped my hands, and all I was thinking of was Benny Hill. A bloody car on the beach, look. See that? Oh, that's his track rod end gone. Right, I'll bring you back in a bit. These videos got to get shorter, so I think I'm doing all right at the minute. Time will tell. Last one weren't too good. It was an hour and 50. I had got it down to an hour and 20, but I'm full of yak today. I don't know what's going on. This could be a long one, but I don't want it to be. Right, here we go. Well, there was 2 reels on eBay. There was a rocket reel, which I was gutted because it went for 114 quid. I was pissed off with that one. So, sorry for the language. And yeah, there was a Magalite, one of the gun smoked chromy ones. So yeah, it went for 85 quid. But yeah, I didn't buy either because I'm after a camera. So I'm quite amazed. I think the wife might be as well, actually. Oh, what about the weed? That's a bit crappy, isn't it? Never mind, I've come down here now. I think once it starts moving, turned it off then for some reason. That was a nice lazy cast, wasn't it? I thought it was anyhow. I enjoyed it. Well, I'm fully yappity yap yap yap, innit? Rattling on like a good one, innit? I must be in a good frame of mind. And I've just met a dickhead down there as well where I parked. Talk more about that later. Oh, Vern, you can't say that. What a nasty thing to... I'm going to unsubscribe. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you've been watching me videos long enough, you should know what I'm like. I do hold it back sometimes. I don't hold everything back. You can ask the wife. Some things I do. Right, we walk to the left and we cast it out. So hopefully, of all hopes, we're framing. We're framing. Right, can you see that? Can you see that on there? What about me? He got me in there. Must have me in it. Oh. Got a big boot down there coming in, look. Let me free this. Oh, God, blood. Oh, what? Don't tell me there's that much weed. Can you see that great boot down there? It's going into the river, because that'll be just past the Spurn point. My reel's going off. Wouldn't it be nice if that was a fish? Hey? You know it's not though, don't you? See, this is why I never used to fish down there. I ain't got much option now. Even though I've walked probably about 150 yards there. Oh, cock. I'll tell you what, I'm doing a 20-yard chuck out. Might drop off my net at low water. Hour before it might drop off. When you fish high water down at Easington, if it's weedy, about an hour, hour and a half before sometimes the weed drops off. Hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes there, you get there and it's unfishable. Now, a few years ago, I'd have had a right little rant, you know what I mean? Like, right little teenage sulk. I think yeah, could be that, couldn't it? But I've been fishing a long while now, and sometimes you get situations like this, and you just have to fish through it, or go on. And I ain't come all the way here not to do a video, and that's if I catch or not. You know, I'm doing a video. No orange hat either, Alan. I didn't even wash my hat. I was meant to wash my hat last when I got them. You forget, don't you? I meant to get all my gear ready as well for fishing, and there I was last night at like 11:30, still, if not midnight, still getting all my gear ready, and I'd had all week. And then when I got my gear ready, I then cleaned the bloody fish tank out. They've laid all eggs in the tank again, and it obviously raises the nitrate and everything. They eat them all, or a lot of them, but then it bungs the filter up, all sticky crap. So there I was, because they were just sat on the bottom, and I thought they ain't happy. So I took out about 10, 12, 14 litres, something like that. Put all fresh water in, cleaned the filter out, put some more bacteria in, and yeah, swimming around straight away. And this morning swimming around, so they're all right. I come home from work yesterday, and my ginger cat, my big fluffy one, Louis, he come up to me, and I looked at his feet. He's got white feet, and they were black, absolutely black. He'd been in the coal bunker, and he's had 2 cracks in my coal bunker. So there I was cleaning that out. So I put more orange peel and orange gel around it. It stopped them. But yeah, update on that. Felix, he's still a pain, the new little cat. You stroke him where he don't want to be stroked, he growl at you. That ain't good enough for me. I'm a belly rubber. I like a good belly rub. And he don't like that. That is gone already. I kid you not. It's pulling line off, and it has gone. We're gonna have to pull it in. It's gonna be like, this ain't no good, is it, eh? Oh, fucking hell. Please, can you hear that? Well, it's just wheeling off. Look. Right, it's at 1 o'clock now. I'm going to pull this in, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some cream on, I think. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull that in, and then I'm going to chuck it out 20 yards. Tell you what, you wouldn't want an Abu reel tear today. So there's a ray on it, eh? come in on the wave then. That was handy. I'll tell you what. I might even have to pull it out and sit and wait a bit and see if it improves. Because I am fucked. Sorry for that language. Let me put you here so you can see me. It's what you watch it for, isn't it? I'm gonna stick at it. I can't believe that's been running for 16 fucking minutes. Tommy, you're gonna have to cut some of that, I think. Just leave the best bits in. Fuck's sake. Can't fucking believe it, can you? I'm gonna hold it together, believe you me. I'm gonna pull that off. I've even got, for fuck's sake, even got a fucking thong in it. Look at that, Mike. I told you I got a blister when I was doing your weights. Anyhow, whatever you do, don't turn off. It might get better. But when I was down there, I don't know if you saw it all, but when I wrapped the wire around, the line around my hand to pull it along, the wave came up. Right. I've done half an hour already and my battery's nearly run out. I've got to get a new camera. I can't. Winter time, it wouldn't last 10 minutes, these batteries. They're the older ones, but you see, you cast off the ground, it goes really well. You cast a red thump, it's just shite. Let go too late. But it's not even worth thinking about, talking about, because it's best to cast off the ground, but I can't cast out far. And I ain't casting 20 yards moving off the ground. Right, let's see what that's like. This here, this is my rigging here. That's my here it is there. Oh, that's coming off easy. Right, well, brilliant. I shall have to get this battery changed. I didn't want. I've been yapping, Anna. It is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not gonna keep rattling on. I ain't stopped. I can't fish like this, I'll be shattered. I can't. There you go. I'll get this took off, I'll rebait up and on the hook. Might be a fish in there. Silk they're in. You got to be careful because you can get a hook in you. Nothing. What a load of crap. You drive all this way, hour and 3/4, hour and a half, and you have this scenario. And for God's sake, don't start saying, oh, I don't like you, Vern, because you don't like Spurn, well, top of Spurn or whatever, or Easington or Kilnsey. They're lovely beaches, I've been walking around them and you get used to being at them. So it is nice being there, but you've always got that huge risk down there of loads of weed. And that's why I've never fished there, but obviously now, for obvious reasons, I have to. So I'll have to lump it, wouldn't I? If the tide was bigger, I'd be able to just pack up, nip over to the river and fish that. But I don't know also how low this is going to go down, being a 2.5 metre, to how far I'm going to be able to go out. I might just be fishing there all the time, and then as soon as it gets dark tonight, I'll pack up. Yeah, do not wrap line round your hand to pull your weight, your weed, bundle of weed. Because if the wave catches it, it pulls it and it'll cut your hand finger off. Right, 20 yards out, let's see what happened. It seems as though it's holding, so I'll bring you back in a bit and give you an update. Right, it seems to be holding a bit. Right, I've got to say something about this. I'll probably leave. So if you've got a sensitive nature, yeah, go make a cup of tea. Just be gone for a couple of minutes. I got down there at Spurn. It's a long road. Go past all the car parks you pay on. You park on the side of the road. Half on, half off. Has that got me in that? Must have. Anyhow, I parked there and I got right to the gate and I thought there was a great big huge Sprinter van there. And I fitted in at the end and left a huge gap at the back. Big enough for him to put his wheels on full lock and pull out. And then he'd have to reverse up. Yeah, shouldn't have a big van if you can't drive it. Anyhow, they were rowing in the van. Some walkers come along that were bird watchers and were saying, is it all right? And I said, I don't know, mate, it's nothing to do with me, is it? If he's having a row or banging her, he's having a row or banging her. Well, he sodded off after I said that. I don't know why. But he left his keys in the door, so I thought, right, I'm going to knock on his fucking door. So I knocked on his door and said, you left your keys in the door. Well, he looked at me funny, you know, like a twat. I said, you left your keys in the door, mate. Just thought I'd let you know. Oh, yeah, it's all right. I thought, well, that's all right then. Wool hat on, you know, inside a van, a wool hat. Must have been bald as a coot. Anyhow, I said, you can get out, can't you? I'm now off fishing, but you can get out. And he looked at it, and I looked at him, and I thought, is he for fucking real? Anyhow, he looked at it, and he, well. I said, well, you got room at the back, mate. You've got like 2-3 meters. You just back up, and then you've got 6 meters between me and you, front of you and the back of me. He said, well, and then he turns around, his missus said, what do you think? And I thought, oh, for fuck's sake. Another fucking sticker on the back of his van, I reckon. Anyhow, I'm looking at him absolutely dumbfounded. And he said, yeah, we'll be all right, yeah. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I got all my gear out, put my boots on, got in my van, pulled out and reversed at fucking 100 mile an hour, probably about 100 meters, and pulled up and then walked back to my gear. I thought, what a knob. I just couldn't bring myself to leave my little van near him thinking that he can't drive. I thought, what an absolute plonker. And if you don't like that, you know, that's me. That's how I think. And if you just come back in from a cup of tea, you've spared yourself, I'll tell you. After a long drive there with the odd knob here and a knob there a knob, there a knob, everywhere a knob, you then end up parked near a knob. Just knobs everywhere, isn't there? Knob. I'll tell you what though, I'll tell you for something for nothing. It's not moving, but I'm only 20 yards out. And if that's the way it's got to be, that's the way it's got to be. I'm going to get another flat, well, I've got that flatper rig, that's got small hooks on it. I'm going to get that baited up ready for the next chuck out. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'll see you in a bit. I don't want to keep this too long. Just want to try and keep them short because, you know, I appreciate everything Tom does for me. And he does do a lot. Every week. Can you imagine that? Every week. On a Monday, it's Tuesday this week, but on a Monday, he's editing. And I keep asking my daughter and I ask Tom as well. And, you know, he enjoys editing, but he must have some staying power, that lad. So it takes a lot out of you to keep coming fishing all the time sometimes. I'm trying to bang them in now, so I've got a few in the bank. Because when it gets to winter, there's going to be a week or a week and a half, 2 weeks sometimes, where it is the shittiest of weather. And it ain't going to be able to get out. And that's where, when I've got some videos in the bank, it starts to benefit myself. I've seen a nice rod up in Scotland, but I don't know whether to get it. I've got a mate that'll pick it up for me, but then I've got to get there to get it. But it's at the right price rod. And there's another one down in Devon at the right price. Well, reasonable. I wouldn't want to pay any more. But it looks a lovely rod. think I need to look a little bit closer. I think there's one about 55 miles away. I might purchase that. But I want to get something different. But yeah, mind you, that might be alright, mind you. But it is beautiful here. It is a lovely place to fish. It's just here, on these beaches, here, Kilnsey and Easington, and further up probably. If there's any weed, it's bad. I've fished the middle beaches, not had any weed, but all reports all that weekends, or sometimes when we fished, it's been thick weed here. And I tell you, I'd rather have the old red weed than that stuff. That's proper kelp, that is. Can't believe I nearly cut my finger off. Look, you see that? That went right in. I thought, oh, I had to walk down with it to take the pressure off. Yeah, it's going now, it's going now. But at least I ain't got 200 yards to reel in. Well, it was, because by the time I had pulled all that line out, it was clicking from over there to there. Right, I'm going. Don't want it too long. I've had a bit of a moan. See you in a bit. Well, still holding bottom. They're still on that third cast, so got some weed on it. Look, it's hanging off the line. There'll be weed on it, but at least it ain't yanking round. But look at the sky. It's absolutely beautiful here. It's certainly a nice place to be. And if you come during the week, it's quieter. There's not so many bird watchers, because it's all on the nature reserve, which have all fenced off, and one day they'll probably stop you fishing, but I don't know if they'd be able to do it down to here. But yeah, there is a bank there in front of me, but I just can't cast over it because it'll just, well, I need the rest. I've had enough of all this weed. That's 2 lots of that I've had. And on this one here, down there is another clump. And yeah, that was on there as well. So I've got black lug and squid, tipped with squid, and that's what I'm doing. I've put my coat on because the sun's gone down now. It's behind the cliff, because the cliff's a little bit high here, and it's also behind some clouds. So I thought to myself, I'll put my coat on, and I'm roasty now. I can feel the heat from my body actually warming me up. It's being held in with this coat. Believe you me, it won't do it if it was 2 degrees or 5 degrees. I don't know what the temperature is, it don't matter. It's just not summer and it's not autumn weather, it's in between. Don't make sense when it's autumn, does it? But yeah, I've filmed too much already. I've been a right yappy Anna. I've rattled on, Anna, but I'm right happy, because I've been looking forward to coming there since I saw it last weekend on the Saturday. I'm only fishing one mark also, which I think is a good thing with this weed. The next video will be in the river. I am fishing the river probably Monday, Tuesday, but by then I'll have fished it and it'll be in the bank, or yeah, it'll be in the bank. I'm gonna go down and pull that weed off down there, and then tighten my line up to keep it out of the, because my line's now on the beach, which now means let's just tighten it up in the air, because we don't want it. I don't want a huge long video. I don't want that to get caught up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that weed off and free it up. And I'm just going to enjoy fishing today, because that's what we always do. We enjoy fishing, don't we? Once you're away from all the tools and all the knobs, and you then gather your own thoughts and you start to calm down, don't you? It's lovely, isn't it? I am what I am. You know, I can't change. I am what I am. I hold it back at times because I'd have lost my channel by now. I could go on, blow up like a stick of dynamite. You ask Tom. And yeah, you have to hold it back, but you know, that's only to protect myself. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I've been looking forward to it all week. I've been checking the weather, The only thing I didn't check is what the weather was like coming around the top of Scotland, because when that comes round here, as far as I'm aware, don't shoot me if I'm wrong, that affects what the weather's like down there. And if you get a big northerly that's blowing for 2 or 3 days, it's got to blow somewhere, and it kicks it all down there somehow. Well, if you pick some of them other beaches up there, you can avoid it a little bit. It's just nice being out, isn't it? That's what it's all about. And I've been looking forward to coming here. I've never fished Spurn. You can call it Spurn. I am on the nature reserve, but I'm at the top. I'm at the top. I'm at the Warren. Park your car. You probably got about 100 to 150 meters to walk, and then you're here. As you can see, you've got Kilnsey down there. You might make out all them rocks and stuff that are here, which is a, don't know if it's a Second World War bunker or whatever it is, but it's certainly not functional now. It is in the water. So I'll see you in a bit. Keep watching, drop us a comment, and yeah, just briefly, that reel, when you knocked it off from being on the star drag, you turn the handle and it was just slightly stiff, and I thought it just needs a clean out, because I find it's the drag washers and everything. So I cleaned everything out. I stripped it. I've never stripped one before, but they're all pretty much, you know, they are what they are. There's some tricky bits, but anyway, I stripped it all. I took all the bearings, sides off the bearings, cleaned them out, re-greased, spun them on me mandrel, and to check they're all right, and everything's fine now. I've had it for 2.5 years, like I said. I've never done the gearbox. I've only, on my reels, have I done the spill bearings, which is 2-second job, and I was quite chuffed with it. It's still greased up, still working. But that reel, people slag them off, but it's got 3 dogs in it, dog teeth, where you go on to stop it from going back. Now it has got anti-reverse bearing on it, so I don't know why they've put them in there. Perhaps it's if the anti-reverse bearing breaks, those dogs will come in place. Perhaps those dogs come in place when you stop and it comes down, that they bite onto a toothed gear with copper shims on it, which grip it tight enough to do it. But yeah, to have 3 dogs in it, I've got Abus at and if you get an older Abu, it's only got 1 in it. That's got 3 in it. Now that makes it, seems to me as though, even though it's made in China, and even though it's put together in China, it is made to a standard which Penn require. It's not Penn ringing up, all right, Wu Wong, yeah, what a reel, yeah, multiplier, yeah, I'll just do it black and gold, yeah, whatever you like, yeah, yeah, it wants an handle, mate, yeah, it wants no level 1, yeah, cheers, I'll stick a magnet on it. They don't do that, do they? They put in a specification of what they want, and yeah, I was impressed. Now the other reel, I'm going to make a video of it, taking it apart. Now, Starfish Sea Fishing, he's already done it, and I often, so I looked his video up yesterday. It's a godsend when there's a video on there, because a spring flicked out, and I thought, shit, which way'd that go round? So I just went and looked on there. So yeah, I'm going to do one, and I'm going to strip it totally down and do the bearings and everything. So it'll be a long video, but for those that want to watch that sort of thing, it'll be handy when if someone gets stuck like I was. It's good to look at something, because then it helps you out, isn't it? And that's what we're here for, isn't it? Help out when we feel like it. Right, I'm going. Keep this down. Look at that. Yeah, I'm just going to enjoy today. Right, let's get this reeled in. Rockland for bloody ages. I can't believe it. Oh, get him in the bucket. Let me show you this. Chuffed to bits. I think that's what they drive down, take people down. You obviously pay for it. But if you want to go to Spurn Point, you go to the gate, you know, drive through Kilnsey to the end of the road. There's only one road, and then you can get a ride on that. I guess you must have to pay for it, I don't know. But caught a fish. Hey, I know what you're saying. Well, you've caught a bloody Rockland, Vern. That means there'll be no cod. I don't care. I've caught a fish. I've caught a fish. Brilliant. And we caught in the last one, didn't we? I caught some flounder, didn't I? Right, well, let's get this down. Get this weed off. And then I'll bring you back for the show. I'm chuffed to bits. That's when the sniper rod would come in, isn't it? But I ain't got it. The old Rockland, he's in the bucket of water, so he's all safe. And then I'll get him chucked back. Gonna have to get him chucked in there. There's a bit of a thing, but there's a sandbank between that and the sea, but I'm sure he'll be all right. Oh, he's lively. What is he? He is a he's a free-bearded Rockland. Not that it bloody matters, does it? He's a Rockland. There you go. See him? I love these little fish, they're lovely. But we'll get him put back. We'll get him put back. Nice to catch, isn't it? I'm happy now. That's me done. Might as well pack up and go on. But yeah, one little Rockland. Beautiful little fish. It's a bit bloody sinky, that is, I'll tell you. I was going down. I thought I was going to need a snorkel. I'll see you in a bit. Well, I can't believe I've caught. Well, I do try. I might not be bothered whether I catch or not, but I do try. But yeah, little Rockland, free-bearded, and he's returned back. There's a bit of a, there's a gully there, so hopefully the water ain't gonna go out too far, because it's all a learning curve, and the water hits these cliffs here, but it's a 2.5 metre tide at low water, and it's 16:32, so at 23 minutes past 5 at Brid is low water, so it'll probably be about 5:30 there. So we've got another hour, and I don't think, from what I looked at the weekend, that this is going to empty out. So even if he's stuck here, look, there's me worrying about a Rockland. Even if it's stuck here in that gully and he don't swim out, it'll be all right. He know what he's doing. But I'm right chuffed. So yeah, I caught in the last one, didn't I? I didn't catch at Wivensea. I caught at the river, in the river. I caught a couple of flounder. And I was also told by my mate some tips from there. I forgot to ask them their names. I hope that I see him again so I can say, what's your names? I forgot to ask you. But yeah, two chaps come down when I was talking, just returned that Rockland, and I finished filming and then chatted to them. I thought I knew one of them, but I didn't. He looked a spit of another chap with a big beard. Looked like a Viking, he did. Yeah, but two lovely blokes, quietly spoken. Told him, he asked about my channel because I was filming, obviously, so I told him. And just told him how I started and why, and yeah, had a chin wag. Apparently there's two blokes down there towards Kilnsey, they hadn't had anything. But he said, so at least you've caught. I said, yeah, I'm quite happy with Rockland. I'll catch Rockland all day, me. I've chucked that a little bit too far, that one. I should have just chucked it in there again. But we'll see. The rod's going up and down a bit. I think it'll be weed. Can't believe I had a fish on that. I thought that would have just been full of weed yet again. But first time on Spurn and I ain't blanked. So that's a bonus, isn't it? That's a bargain. Bargain video. See them rocks there now, can't you? Look, that's why I came to the left, because I knew, because I've scouted this mark out, you see, and I know it. Well, a little bit of it. My thumb is cracked. Bollocks, look at that, a bloody great crack on it. Oh, it's gonna hurt, isn't it? I'm gonna cry tonight. Come some dogs. You're not allowed dogs down there. You might be allowed dogs down to here, but you ain't allowed dogs past. Be after my squid. Are they on the lead? Yeah, on the lead. Yeah, I was eating ice cream on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And yeah, a bit of my tooth come out, didn't it? What, wisdom teeth? What is it about wisdom teeth? Yeah, it ain't made me any cleverer, and they're like the newest teeth you've ever got, aren't they, wisdom teeth? And they're the first ones that start buggering up, aren't they? What's all that about? It's like they ain't got made of the metal that the rest of the teeth are made from. So yeah, I thought it was a gaping hole. Anyhow, I went there thinking, oh Christ, it's going to get pulled out, isn't it? Pleading with her to just patch it up, because I used to have this dentist. She's a woman and she's lovely, but I then got moved over to the fella, and the bloke that's gone into practice with her, and because she's going to retire soon, and he's his arm, so I had the female dentist, and I said to her, I said, you thought you got rid of me, didn't you? So we had a bit of a laugh and chuckle and put the world to rights, and she just filled it. She blew it out, cleaned it, and just put the filler in, and that was it. She didn't do any drilling. So it was a patch-up job. I was in that in 10 minutes. Bloody brilliant. So I was back at home, and all the worrying I did, on the Wednesday I made the appointment, and I was all big and brave Wednesday, and it came round to 10 past 10 on Thursday, and I was like, oh. But yeah, no, I pulled through, and then on top of that, then I nearly cut my finger off, and my thumb split. Shitting arseholes. Lovely blue sky, innit? Looks better in the camera. I would stand there, my rod, and stand there like I used to years ago, sort of like doing a bit of content for the video, but I'm quite happy sat on my flipping box with my hip, so that's what I'm doing. I shall bring you back in a bit. He's probably in, I don't know. Well, went back to the camera and it turned itself off, hadn't it? That's if I turned it on, but I did turn it on because I looked in it. But God, batteries. Anyhow, this is what I got. Weed fish there, and yeah. So I've just made up a squid and crab bait, and I was going to wallop it out, but with that weed there, I just think I'd be wasting my time. If I'd pulled that in, there was no weed on it, I'd have probably done it. I'd like to do it, because you never know, do you? But I think it'll just pull straight round and I'll get shitloads of weed on it. But maybe I'll give it a go, eh? I can, if it starts yanking line out and stuff, I'll just pull it in straight away and then I'll just toss it out short. But yeah, I'm gonna get this sorted out. Sorry I didn't film that reeling. And yeah. What time is it now? Bit too long a pause there, weren't there? Look at this. Well, it is 5:20. So in 3 minutes at Bridlington it's low water. So we're probably approaching low water now. Well, we are. So I ain't gonna lose any water in front of me, which is quite nice. This would be on a neat tide like it is today. It'd be quite a nice place to fish because you haven't got to walk out far and the water is still there. Yes, you've got a sandbank in front of you, but that don't matter. You can cast over that or before it, can't you? Obviously it'd be better if there was no weed, because then you could fish it properly, couldn't you? But let's get another one out. I've got a, we'll get the crab out, I'll whack it out and I'll do that. So I'll bring you back in a minute once I've sorted this out. This is probably going to be a mistake, but it won't take long to reel it in and clear the weed off, will it? Oh well. We shall get there, won't we? We'll get there. The chap gone for a walk down there, he's got a walking stick. A lot of people come down there and walk down here, sit on them rocks down there, and it's quite nice. No ice creams though. No ice creams. Right, I've got to watch this like an hawk now. Watch it like an hawk. If it starts banging around, I'll know straight away. But if I pull it in, as soon as it starts moving, if I pull it in straight away, won't be so much weed on. And what I can then do is just lump it out here. because this is going to fill. I'm going to fish until the water's back up here again, I think. It will be dark, but I've brought my lights with me. I've got at least 2 with me. I might have 3. In the last video, when I was fishing at the river on my outfall pipe, it was a bit of a struggle in the morning, really, to film in the dark with lights, because I haven't filmed with lights since, obviously, late winter. And if you don't do it regularly, you lose the I wouldn't say skill, but or knowledge, but you just lose. You aren't in the oh, what's the word for, you just lose touch with it. And it'll only take a couple of videos to get back into it, but my feet are getting cold again. It is starting to turn. I thought to myself about bringing my furry boots. I was going to bring my new ones, but what I should have actually done was bring my old ones, because they aren't as warm as what the new ones, because they're all tramped down a bit. So I should have brought them, because my feet would have been warmer. I've got my hand warmers, because there is a little bit of a chill now. Now the sun's totally gone. It's cloud up there as well, so there's no sun. But with my hat on and my hoodie and that up, it is roasty. In fact, I am hot, getting hot. But my fingers, I suffer with chilly fingers, and yeah, these hand warmers, they're £23 off Amazon, and there's 3 heat settings, plus it's got a USB, so you can charge up stuff with them as well, but I use them for hand warmers. If I want to charge something up, I use my anchor. So that's it, we're out again. I'll watch that. I reckon we will get weed on it, but as soon as it looks like it's got weed on, I'll bring you back. But yeah, what do you think to this? That is Kilnsey there. I am literally 120 metres into Spurn here. So this is the warren. That's the warren there. And then there's a get down bit where all the trucks go that take you down. I've just had a fisherman go down there on his electric push bike. So there must be some fish getting caught down there, but it must be weedy down there as well. But it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Hope you're all right, Gordon. Hope you like this beach. Looking at it, it's quite nice, isn't it, mate? Beautiful blue skies, absolutely cracking. But yeah, and down there is Spurn Point. So hope you're feeling well, Gordon. Anyhow, mate, I'll ring you again. See you later, mate. And it's good to get in touch with you, Danny. I knew you'd forgotten me. I didn't think I'd done out wrong. So anyhow, it was good to have a chat with you, mate. Once I realised who you were. It's been that long, Danny. I didn't recognise your voice, and you were talking to me. I was like thinking, who's this nutter ringing me up? I'll speak to you later. Right, I'm going to bring that in because I can see a washing line of weed on it. Well, I'll tell you what, there weren't very much weed on that, but it didn't hold bottom, and the other thing is, the rig was all twisted up. So as soon as that tide come in a bit, I'll just do a short chuck out, because there's quite a deep bit of water here. If the tide come up probably 5 meters, yeah, I'll be fishing in probably fishing in just over a meter. So that ain't bad, is it? I am fishing again. Squid and crab back out. It's only been out 5 minutes. Not lots of weed on it, but I didn't hold bottom, and the rig was all twisted up. So I think it's best where I've put it, really. If there weren't the weed and it weren't such a strong tide, I think it'd be quite good for fishing here. Well, it's good to fish anywhere, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's too bright, isn't it? No, it isn't. It's good to fish anywhere. But yeah. Right, well, I'll bring you back. See you in a bit. Alright, let's get this in. It's wiggling about, so I don't know if it's weed or fish. Well, it's definitely not a fish. It was a little bit of weed. The weed has dropped right off, which is quite good. Well, it's very good, isn't it? Who wants bloody weed? Well, I don't know whether to send it out, but I've only got a flat rig, so I'll probably drop it short again. Let's get this in. I've been sat on my box falling asleep. The video about where I talk about the sex doll, the sex torso has come out, and I'm quite tempted, if I've still got it on my email, I'm quite tempted to say, yeah, I'll do it. because it would be so funny after I've done the video in the garage with a fucking sex torso. What the heck do you, oh yeah, that feels like flesh, yeah. What do you do? I ain't gonna get my old chap out and slip it in, hammer. But it would be great to take it to a fishing mark, put it against my tripod and shove the rod in its fanny. I don't know, they might want me to do all sorts of things, mightn't they? Right, I'm just going to chuck this out short. See if I can't get a flounder or something. I could have chucked that out further because there's less weed now, but yeah, it's getting a little bit chilly as well now. My body's alright, but my feet are chilly, so it's getting to the point where you might need to start wearing your thermals, because it's better to be a bit warm than cold, but my feet are cold in these wellies, so I think it's about time I got the furry ones out. Right, let's see if we catch a flounder or another rockland. I'm chuffed today. It's been lovely here. It's the first time I've ever fished Spurn as well, so I'm happy with that. Some people will say it ain't Spurn, but I've walked 120, 150 metres into it. I'm at the Warren, so yeah, it looks a good thing. And I would say at high water here, you're in deep water, but it's I can't remember what the tide is. It's only a small tide, but the water had virtually gone up to the cliff. But there's a cutout over there, so you could get safe there, and I think there's a place there you can get on the bank, but you can fish to the right as well. The beach goes back further. You just got to watch what's in front of you, because there's a lot of rocks, but you can get over that. I shall be back in a bit when I reel the next one in the next exciting instalment of Verns Sea Fishing. Right, let's get this reeled in. It's bobbing about, so I think it's got weed on it again. Well, it's back. I've got 2 more rigs. I'm going to chuck them out, and I'm only chucking them out short. And yeah, I think I'll call it. It's a lovely place to fish. It's a lovely place to fish. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. Let me turn that down a touch. It's just a shame about all this weed, because that is definitely weed, isn't it? So yeah, it's dark now. I'm getting the willies a bit because it's a bit scary, but and I've been sat on my box nodding off, so it is what it is, isn't it? But no, it's enjoyable air, it's nice. I'm gonna get this sun done, get another rig on, we'll fire it out, just like that, fire it out, and I'll bring you back. Right, let's get this chucked out. It's only a short down. Right, well, that is in the puddle, let's put it that way, probably about 20 yards out, and that is the squid and crab, and what I did was I've wrapped 2 black lug on it as well, so just to bulk it up really. My feet are like blocks of ice at the minute, they are cold. I'm looking forward to when I get in that van, and I'm gonna put the heating on. Now when I get back to the van, I don't know whether to have a pot noodle, I've got a sandwich left as well, or have a pot noodle and a coffee when I go see Colin, because those chaps that I spoke to, I can see 2 headlights down there now. They said they were going to fish the high tide, so they're fishing down at Kilnsey. Because I just saw the headlights, you see. That's what threw me. So I could go back to the van, make myself a perky coffee and a pot noodle, and eat my sandwich on the way to Colin, or I could do it at Colin's, but I am tired. I've just been nodding off on my box again, so I ain't had my afternoon kip, you see. I now know how tired you feel, Bet. Right, I'm going to watch this because I haven't watched it yet, and then I'm going to throw out the 2 at flat, but I'm going to move back a little bit, and then I'm going to call it because my feet are like blocks of ice. See you in a bit. Ooh, nearly. Right, let's get this in. The tide is really taking ages to come in. It's a neat tide, so it will do. It'll be a long duration, but my feet are like ice. I don't know if I've mentioned that. going to chuck the next rig out. I thought to myself, if there's a load of weed on it, I'm packing up and going. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to feet are like ice, I'll tell you. I don't know if I've mentioned it. Cut my little finger as well. It's been a right hell of a day. But yeah, now I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that off. Get the next one on. Let's do it now. Do the fishing line there. That was what that snag was that I pulled out of, wasn't it? I shall put that in my box and take it put it in my bin. I don't need to tell you that, do I? I don't need to tell you that, really, do I? It's just what you do, isn't it? At least it's come out of the sea, hasn't it? It's not been left there by someone. Should probably have to change the line on my reel after this session. For fuck's sake, that just got me in the eye. It's getting late. It's getting late, Pat. Right. Let's get this chucked up. That should be 2 minutes. I don't know how long that's going to be out for, but we're out fishing, aren't we? So, I'll get this. Where's that line? Yeah. Load of old line. I'll put that in my box, look. That's what I got snagged up on. I was tugging and tugging and tugging. And you can't beat a good old tug, can you? And that come off. So yeah, I'll put that in my box ready to get rid of, and I shall put that rig away, the weight away, and start getting things a little bit organised, ready to reel this in and saying See you later to you lot. I hope you've enjoyed this. I ain't finished yet. What am I doing? Just going through it. Right, let's see what's on with this. Is that about right? Yeah, somewhere there. Yeah, it was bouncing around and stuff, and I thought to myself, I can't tighten up onto it, and I could feel it bouncing along. I could feel it bouncing along. So it weren't holding bottom, and look, it's got 10 ton of weed on it. I'm gonna give up now. My feet are like ice. Don't know if I've mentioned it. My finger's sore, my thumb's cracked and it's bleeding. So yeah, this has been the Warren on Spurn. So it's been enjoyable. I've enjoyed it, but I don't know how to fish it, because if it's weedy like this, I can't chuck it out over that sand spit. So I can only chuck it inside or on the spit. But then the weeds taken over. It's one of them. If it weren't weedy, I'd be able to chuck it out and I'd probably be all right. Now it's also a big tide for a low water, 2.25 metre. Last weekend it was like 1.3, stuff like that. And when I come down, you could just see the sand spit. So it hadn't got out that far. So I'll keep an eye on and come back here when it's a really low tide, and we'll see how that does. And I'll either fish here, go slightly left a bit, or if there's access onto the beach because there's no gully in between, I'll fish there. But we'll not give up here, and we'll give it another go, and we'll also fish this mark at high water. But I need to see it at the right low water mark so that I can see what other obstructions are about. So yeah, I've enjoyed today. I've been looking forward to coming here to Spurn. It is Spurn. I've walked into Spurn, so I've been looking forward to coming here to fish it, and I've done so. So I haven't blanked. I caught a little 3-bearded rockland, which I'm chuffed about. I love them little fish. That one weren't too slimy, but they're really soft, and yeah, they're all right. I like them, and I like any fish. And just coming here, hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes drive, and catching a fish, it don't get much better. I'm no snob. Any fish will do for me. And don't like that weed though. I do not like that weed. So next time you see me, I will be fishing in the river. I'm going to do it Monday or Tuesday and have another session. I might see if I can get some fresh bait. If I can, brilliant. If I can't, so be it. I'll just use black lug and squid. That's all I can do. I've got some crab as well. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, drop us a comment and give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you anon. And there was a knob in the car park as well, like that. I'm gonna pull that off.